So, Levinch, this fight I really liked because I've seen Kevin before, okay?
Mhm.
And he's a very wild fighter. Am I lying?
No, no.
He's a like he's jumping out the gym. Every time the bell rings, he's like, Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
He was very calm in this one, collective, and tried to be more technical due to the fact that I think Alex made him feel disrespected.
Hmm.
Like, do you know what I mean? The leg kicks that they both were throwing, awesome. In the first round, both of them actually dazed each other.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Kevin hit him with a nice clean right. Alex, I think it was an overhand that Alex hit him with. That
Hmm.
didn't have him stumbling, but you could tell he was a little woozy. But Alex's left leg, can you explain to me why, how that calf kick really affected him? Because I know you've seen it. Like he kicked him, and you can see like
Mhm.
his leg wanted to kind of give way, and then
Yeah.
he kind of had to readjust. And he didn't stop him from giving him those calf kicks. But you
Yeah.
seen one time he tried to reach down and grab his foot because obviously it was paining him, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Once you get kicked with a real nice technical kick in the leg, in the calf, or anything, bro, um, those nerves start acting up, and yeah. And if you don't get finished, it's gonna be a long night for you. But this fight, though, like you said, Kevin Holland is improving his patience and being technical, right? Um, like before, he would be just going out there and he'd be wild, wild, wild. But
Wild B.
yeah, but I think that the first round in this fight, I think he was pressing too much, and then
Kevin was.
yes,
Well, I
yes,
noticed that he was doing like this leaping jab. I didn't
yeah, exactly,
understand
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah, yeah. He
because
was
I thought he
forcing
had
it.
the length over him.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay.
He had to reach, and that's what I'm sitting there when I'm watching the fight with the boys, and I'm like, why is he jumping, reaching so much? I mean, he has the reach. He should use his reach. He's a
Keep
good
him at
counter
bay.
fighter. Yeah, he's a good counter fighter. He should use his kicks and everything to keep him at bay. Um, yeah, and then also, Cowboy was he was very relaxed too because he's a wild man too.
Yeah,
He's a
I think they
wild man.
both kind of had respect for each other, but I
Yeah.
still feel like Kevin, even the announcers are saying that like Kevin feels disrespected by this guy, and he's trying to be way more technical and outduel him in that area. Do you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's what happens though. When you put two wild men in there, they kind of tame each other.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
because they realize that anything can happen, anything
yeah,
goes.
yeah, yeah. But yeah. Second round, Kevin Holland came, and I think he was more patient and more relaxed. You clearly saw that he was more patient and relaxed, and that's how he landed that nasty right. If I'm correct, was it a
Yeah,
right?
it was a right. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it was a straight right or so. Yeah,
yeah.
and I think he was very patient, and it was a very technical strike because it was a good counterpunch. So
Yeah, I mean, like I said, in the second round, well, once he got him dazed, he
yeah, yeah,
mauled him. Like at one point in time, it looked like he was about to get out of it, and the ref was gonna let it go. But then once the ref started seeing the elbows and him not defending himself, he said, "Enough's enough. I'm
yeah.
not
It was
doing this."
a very good stoppage. Yeah, it was only going to get worse for Cowboy.
Yeah. So let me ask this: do you think Kevin is ready to fight the next level?
Well,
to,
that's the
to,
thing,
to
though.
get
No,
to a contending spot or actually get to the championship fight? Do you think he needs to fight one more fighter before this?
well, King, I'll be honest with you. Kevin Holland is what's it called? He's already fought elite. He's already fought elite. I just think he needs to. To your question, though, I just think he needs to put a couple of wins against versus like top tier guys in the top 10. You know, close to the top five, and it'll be good.
So
You
so
know,
yeah, so you're saying that he needs to have at least one or two more fights before he can go for that title shot.
yeah, because he
Okay.
was very close to it. He lost to Marvin Vittori. I mean, and if he would have won that fight, he would have been in talks for a title contention for sure. You know,
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, He's beat. Listen, man, the guy. You saw what he did to Jacare Souza from his back. How he knocked him out from his back. How many people can do that to Jacare, man?
Forget Jocko. How many people do we see doing that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
So
let's not take anything away, or not put anything on Jocko away, but let's think about how many fighters, even highlight reels, we can find of people getting knocked out from the opponent being on their back. It's very
yeah,
rare, unless you go to
yeah,
pride fighting, and even then, pride fighting was, man. I know it's vicious people, but I really do miss pride fighting just because it was like almost a no holds bar. As long as you didn't bite and eye gouge, anything else went. Oh, and hit in the jewels. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And
yeah,
eye
yeah.
pokes and throat pokes, but you know what I mean? Like I felt like pride fighting was pride fighting. Like you was fighting for your pride. Like people was vicious over there. But enough of
Listen,
that.
there was nothing like it, bro. There was
Yeah, for
nothing like
sure.
it. Yeah. But yeah, I think Kevin Allen is up there. I mean, he's fought notable guys so far, and he's only lost to notable guys also. So just a couple more wins, 3 more wins, or 2 more wins versus high caliber ranked guys, maybe right up there. Because
Okay, so
I think a lot of people want to see that because he's very markable guy.
okay, he's very
Yeah,
marketable. Okay,
yeah.
so what about Alex though? What happens with Alex now?
Well, Alex is just Alex was never the guy who's in title contentions or anything like that. He's the guy who goes out there and he fights. He always comes to fight. Um, and I think with Alex, he wins and he loses, and that's how it goes. He wins and he loses, but um, yeah. And just like what's his name said, I think Holland said, I just beat one cowboy. I would love to fight another cowboy. He's talking to us about Cerrone then.
Man, listen, this is about these two guys. I don't want to see Cerrone fight no more, man. He fought enough already as it is, bro. I don't want to see it no more, man. And it's no disrespect to Cowboy Cerrone. It's just there's only so much wear and tear you can take. I mean, I know this is. I mean, we were talking about, but we'll talk about boxing. You look at the executioner. You know,
Hmm.
Roy Jones. People said, "Yo, listen, man, you gotta stop fighting. You gonna get hurt. You out here messing with these young bucks, and they ain't playing. They're not playing."
Well, that's what's been going on in UFC for a while. You know what? Since you were just talking about Pride and everything, you remember the merger of Pride and merger into UFC. You remember that, right?
Yeah,
When they bring all the Pride guys over, right?
over the UFC.
Yeah, and these Pride guys will come over and you just start knocking out all the UFC guys. I mean, like the you remember the UFC guys like the was not at their end, but
They're
wasn't in their
close.
prime no more. Yeah,
Yeah, they're
like
out of their
Chuck.
prime, definitely.
Yeah, like was
On their last legs.
Chuck Liddell and all these guys. Yeah, you remember these guys, and you know, yeah. So you remember when Shogun, Machida, and then all
Ooh.
this, come over there, Rampage, knocking out Chuck. Listen, it is like that, bro. And listen, I think Cerrone. I think that would be a bad matchup for Cerrone, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The young boy's not playing. Like I think with Alex, yet again, he felt disrespected. So he wanted to prove that he could be more technical. If he gets Cerrone, he's not gonna be calm. He's going for that. You know what I mean?
But the thing is,
Shy you kid.
what a lot of people see Kevin Holland and they see the wild stuff, but the guy really does have skills.
Oh, I'm
He
not saying he
really
doesn't have
no
skills.
no
I'm
no.
just saying
I'm
he's an entertaining fighter. You know
no
what I
no.
mean?
I was
Very
speaking about
entertaining.
you. I'm just giving the audience or some like yeah, he does have legit skills. I mean, yeah, he's a wild man, but he does have legit skills. He does have good ground game and everything like that,
Yeah.
and he's only gonna get better. I mean, and listen, Kevin Holland is a real man. He's a real G, bro. I mean, he might do wild stuff, but that boy, don't mess with that boy,
Oh,
because
trust me.
that boy paid for an internet troll, paid for his plane ticket, paid for his hotel to come into his gym, kick his ass, and send him back home.
Hey, Kevin, look at me. You're the captain now. You're the captain now, okay? But is there anything else you want to touch on with this before we get on to the next one?
Now, let's get it on.
Okay. You know the deal, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Yet again, thank you to all the new subscribers. We appreciate you guys. We will be trying to figure out some things to start doing some giveaways. We just got to get them numbers up, okay? Get our likes up. Get our shares up. You know what I mean? Get our subscribes up, all right? Other than that, it's your boys. Easy.